Hello, folks. Welcome back. Welcome back. Coming at you from the sitting room. Hold on. I just need to adjust my mic volume. It's a bit all over the place today. Anyway, the hair is finally here. It's finally grown back a good bit. It's got a little bit to go yet, but yeah, I won't be making that mistake again. But anyway, folks, today it's kind of a double header. We have the first one is a sob set, which is actually quite funny. It's a no nonsense kind of situation. So we get straight stuck into it and straight back out. And the other one is just funny. It's just absolutely hilarious. Check this out.
Mr. Little, good morning to you. State your name for the record, please.
Grand Right. First of all, Your Honor, I'm your magistrate. I would like to know, do you recognize that a man stand before you?
Stand up, stand up. Stand up to the
I'm at
podium.
the podium right here.
No, stand up to the podium.
Your Honor,
I've been out of practice too long. Accidentally muted myself again. So straight off the rip, we have do you recognize that this is a man standing before you? And so you just know what's coming. You just know what's coming. As you can see, you got a new couch. It's pretty cool. It's the special edition Beetlejuice couch. But anyway, yeah. So yeah, we'll see where this goes. You can only imagine.
All right. No, we're not gonna do this your way.
at your podium
Her
because
face.
under duress, I'm standing at your
We're
podium.
gonna do this my way.
Yes, sir, we are
All
gonna
right.
do it your way.
All right. State your name for the record again, please.
For matter of record, Your Honor, do you recognize that a man standing before you?
I do.
All right. For the record, my name is Bernard Brandon Little. Not the fictional, not the all caps, but the man.
Okay. Now, indicated you wanted to make a record. I was allowing you to make that record. You indicated some things in the record.
I indicated on the record that you stated that I was a man, a live man, not fictional.
No, we off the record when you were.
No, we're on the record,
Listen,
Your
listen.
Honor. Did you recognize that a man standing before you? Your Honor,
Listen, sir.
your magistrate,
Mr. Little.
I'm asking you,
Mr. Little,
yes.
you don't ask the questions. I ask the questions.
No, you don't, Your Honor. No, you don't.
All right.
You're a magistrate.
Oh God, the whole your magistrate instead of your honor thing is just silly, really. It doesn't really matter if the person is a magistrate or not; they can still be referred to as your honor. Like even no, obviously, it could absolutely be totally different in the states as it is here or as it is in Australia, where I worked in the courts. But even justice of the peace in Australia, who could preside over a few things, but for the most part, where I was working, they could preside over. Like ex parte kind of initial hearings for protection orders and things like that, so they were still your honor, you know what I mean, even though they weren't judges or anything. But anyway, look, that's I just wanted to kind of mention that because it's just a silly argument, really. You know what, I shouldn't be interrupting so much. Let me just roll this back first. Sorry, guys.
Okay. Now, indicated you wanted to make a record. I was allowing you to make that record. You indicated some things in the record.
I indicated on the record that you stated that I was a man, a live man, not fictional.
No, we off the record when you were.
No, we're on the record,
Listen,
Your
listen.
Honor. Did you recognize that a man standing before you? Your Honor,
Listen, sir.
your magistrate,
Mr. Little.
I'm asking you,
Mr. Little,
yes.
you don't ask the questions. I ask the questions.
No, you don't, Your Honor. No, you don't.
All right.
You're a magistrate.
All right, listen.
You don't have the authority. You
That's
don't have
it.
the authority, Your Honor.
Listen,
Magistrate, you
listen,
don't
sir,
have
I'm
the
not gonna
authority.
keep going back and forth with
You're
you.
not going back and forth with it.
Put him out.
Yeah, put his ass up.
I don't need your comment either. Whoever made the comment. All right.
Now, just to say this, right, for and on the record, obviously, I get why, they would want to boot these guys out, right? Like, I'm not against that at all. I get it. Everybody should, have an opportunity to have their say, right? I'm all for that 100%. But what these people tend to argue aren't things that really a judge can resolve, right? A lot of them are arguing issues of law, but at the kind of, the higher level. Essentially, you need to be going to your legislature or your House of Representatives, depending on what country you're in. So like here, for example, like I know in the States, the Senate is incredibly powerful. Here in Ireland, the Senate doesn't really have a whole lot of power. It's our version of the Houses of Parliament in the UK, the Dáil. They're the ones with the power. So you need to go to those people. A lot of what these lads are arguing here. So I think that is in the interest of fairness to everybody else in the court and getting through the day and not putting up with this stuff. Definitely booting them out is probably the way to go, right? Now, there is the argument that, it's using this kind of authoritarian power to do that, but that's not the time and place. You have, especially in the US, above most other countries, you have the right to air your grievances, right? And I'm 100% behind that, right? Whatever it may be, however silly it may sound, I'm 100% behind people having the right to air their grievances, right? With the judicial system or whatever, anything in the public. It could be as simple as somebody feels strongly that chicken nuggets should be banned outright and take that to the highest level, the highest powers in the land. I stand by their right to do that. I think that's important, but this isn't the place to do it. And so, yeah, kicking them out is probably the way to go. Shutting them down, kick them out, and, they have every right to go deal with it in the proper forum. On the other side, though, I kind of wish they didn't kick them out, because then we'd have a lot more fun watching this all unfold. So anyway, the guy that piped up, I think, right? So I was listening to this video, not watching it. Somebody sent it to me this morning while I was out cutting wood, and it is so hot outside. I mean, it's so humid here right now. It's ridiculous. I knew when I woke up this morning and the ground was wet and it was really warm, I was like, it's going to be a bloody rough day. And nowhere in Ireland has air conditioning because we don't really need it, 363 days of the year. So it's hot as balls, basically, is what it is right now. So I was kind of glad to come in listening to this video. I said, feck it, I better come in. I got stung on the face by a bee yesterday when I was on the bike, and it hurts like a bee. So, yeah. Anyway, so I think the guy that piped up that the judge was talking about right there is the guy who's next. And somebody else pipes up. It's quite funny. Check this out.
So get out.
You're refusing me?
Get out.
You're refusing me, Your Honor?
Get him out.
Sorry, I thought he was already gone at that point.
I got you. Okay. Have a good day.
Did Mr. Garrett already travel?
Yes, he did.
So that's gone. How was the trip?
Oh, it was great.
No alcohol, right?
Well,
Wrong answer straight away, bud.
and no, and not on my part.
Ah, man. That didn't start out too well, did it?
No,
I got some interns here that are just looking like that didn't sound good.
well, basically it was
I got
no.
a seasoned lawyer here sitting there, and I didn't feel that sounded good.
Well,
Mr.
let me,
Let me ask you one more time, since he already answered. Have you had any alcohol in that trip?
baby. No,
Well, no. Oh, well, actually,
no,
no.
baby. No, no, baby, no.
Who is that talking? Shanika? Shanika? Say something now, I'm gonna put you out, ma'am.
I'm trying to, there we go, yes.
What's your name?
Shanika Lewis, trying to fix my video.
All right, I don't need you to be responding and commentating on anything we're talking about except your own case, all right?
I ain't said nothing.
You said a lot.
No. Not that I know of. How are you?
Yeah, you make me question you now, Mr. Garrett. Miss.
Okay, so just to be fair to Miss Shanika there, right? I think what happened there is, well, we've all done it, right? Not necessarily for a court matter or whatever. You're sitting there, you're watching TV, or like me watching sports. I'm like, no, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that. You're kind of cheering the person on or like helping the person on, like in your mind or whatever. And I think that's all it was. I don't think she realized that she was hot mic there. I think that because she couldn't see herself on screen, that she probably assumed that she also couldn't be heard. So yeah, I think the best thing to do if you've got Zoom open in any capacity is just keep your mouth shut and your clothes on. That's the other thing I've seen happen a lot on Zoom.
Maribel, what's gonna go on with this?
Okay, so one of the things is that Mr. Garrett does have a speech impediment if you listen to him just in regular conversation. Yeah.
No, that
Well,
wasn't, no. I can understand he's got it, but that was not anything to do with any speech impediment there. Go
okay,
ahead.
because I deal with him. So let me give you the background, the reason why we're here, right? If you look through the file, before you allowed him to travel, you say that he had missed a drop date, right? Now, I asked Mr. Garrett because did he miss that drop date? He said no, but your honor still allowed him to travel. So we are here. Did you wanted him to test after he got back? And he did do that. So, your honor, we're here because of those particular dates. You also did a show, you have a show pause for the 25th because you said that he didn't test. Mr. Garrett told me that he did test. What I think happened was they sent the stuff to Judge Bryan courtroom and not yours. Because I asked him, he said that he tested. And that's all I can do, your honor, as an officer of the court, is ask him if he tested. And he said he did test. He has the name of the person he tested with. And maybe there's a mix-up.
All right, well, we're gonna get the file now. I don't see a file. Mathis is gonna try to discover that.
So if I could, just on the record, Mr. Garrett,
Yes.
what is the name of the guy that you tested with? Just the name of the guy. That's all we need.
Okay. I tested with probation officer O'Driscoll, and she has the test. And I came down there this morning and tested again too, but I tested with the probation officer alert.
Okay. Okay. And what was the name? So you tested with O'Driscoll and who else?
Yeah, it was O'Driscoll the day that that the judge said that I didn't show up to test. And the first day that I showed up to test, the sirens went off inside the courthouse.
We don't need all that. Just the person you tested with.
I love this lawyer. I wonder, sorry, no, real quick before the judge goes off here. I wonder, is that lawyer any relation of Judge Marable? Do you remember that guy? I really liked him. He was kind of cool. He kind of reminded me of what's your man's name? That famous writer. Oh God. I can't think of his name. It'll come to me. If you guys think of who I'm talking about, let me know. He stayed at the Imperial Hotel in Cork City once upon a time. Not the judge, the writer. So if anybody knows what I'm talking about, let me know. I know that's a bit out there.
You're gonna hear it now. The first day you went and tested, the sirens went off in court, and then you couldn't test. Is that what you're gonna tell me?
I came back and tested with O'Driscoll.
No, the first day the sirens went off in court.
Yes.
Right? And then that day the sirens went off in court, you were supposed to test, right?
Yes.
And that day, because the sirens went off in court, you couldn't test. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
No, he came back and tested.
There it is.
I tested already.
He came back and tested, Your Honor. You're not letting
I
him
understand
get
that. But we were talking about a mistest, right? And that may be the reason why the test was missed. And I'm not here right now to, okay, I have the file. Can we get O'Driscoll? And I'm not trying to catch you up. I'm trying to figure out exactly what the steps are, and that would be a good reason why you didn't test that day. Moving forward, that's the question.
Okay, well, after this particular incident, he is going on probation with Judge Bryan because in this particular case, he had a DUI that they never did charge. He was arrested and it lingered. So the DUI that you have is an older DUI. And then years later, he has one in Judge Bryant that we have pled to. And he's going to go on probation with that. We did have an offer in this particular case, and I do believe that we are going to take the offer in this particular case.
Okay, what is the offer?
Impaired. He would plead to impaired.
So is that operating while visibly impaired or operating
Yes.
while intoxicated?
While visibly impaired.
And then is he gonna take the plea today?
Your Honor, today was a show cause. You have it down for a show cause.
Well, what do you want to do? You want to resolve the case, or you want to wait till another day?
Well, if we can wait till another day, I just want to resolve this issue first.
All right, we're waiting on Ms. O'Driscoll and Officer Lurch, both of them to come in. We're just contacting them right now. We'll pass the matter.
I did
Give them
talk,
opportunities to come on in.
I did talk to O'Driscoll. She said she signed to Daimler's.
All right, let's pass the matter. Is that today's results?
That's what done,
Yes.
yes.
Yeah, you couldn't restrain yourself, I guess.
So, Your Honor, you're going to send Mr. Garrett to drug treatment court?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, I asked him, I felt he had an issue when he had the two cases, and I think he had some other alcohol related offenses, but I mean, that's. All right, anyone else?
Your Honor, this is Attorney Marable, and I have a motion to suppress that's going to be heard at 12 o'clock. With Mr. Garrett, we want a trial date with Mr. Garrett.
No, well, he's not gonna plead guilty?
No, he's not. We want a trial date because I believe there's some issues with this particular case. And we also want a jury trial date.
Let's go back on the record. Let's go back on the record with Mr. Byron Leon Garrett. Mr. Torres, put your name and on the record and your appearance on the record, please.
Yes, Your Honor. John Torres, Treatment Court Coordinator for the 36th District Court.
All right. So it's my understanding that he does not want to, like I say, will be a matter of if he gets found guilty, he's going to go to treatment court anyway. Do we have a jury trial date? Now, what about this allegation of drinking? What are we going to do with that?
Do you want to have a hearing on it? I mean, he tested positive, so I guess he's going to plead guilty to that one. To that. Yes.
Do you want a hearing on that, or to contest it, or do you want to plead guilty, or what do you want to do with that, Mr. Garrett?
Can we have a hearing? Are we going to have a hearing today? We're going to set it for another day, or what?
We're going to set it for another day.
Okay, let's have a hearing. But we need a jury trial day.
All right, right now I'm upping his bond though. I'm adjusting his bond. You're gonna be testing now 2 times per week, sir. All other bond conditions will remain the same.
Okay. Do you understand that, Mr. Garrett?
Yes.
You have to test twice a week. Please test.
Okay, I will.
Jury trial is gonna be August the 5th at 9:30. Any motions? You say you have a motion, is that correct?
Oh, I don't believe I have a motion, but we can set a motion date.
25th of July. Motions due. And further, have a very good day. Best of luck to you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Alrighty then. Yeah, that was kind of a weird one. I mean, it's obvious that the guy was drinking when he was on the trip. I don't know why he admitted to it. I mean, being brutally honest, I suppose there's nothing wrong with that. But like, it was like, maybe kind of like, in fairness, props to sorry, I'm so tired, by the way. I really am sorry. I've been on fumes for the last like 3 or 4 days, and I got really bad hay fever, which doesn't help either. But anyway, yeah, no, props to the lawyer for using the guy's speech impediment, but it didn't work. I mean, that wasn't a stutter. That was I said the wrong thing moment. But anyway, folks, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure and hit that thumbs up, and we will catch you all in the next one. Slán